Well, today I spoke with Opposition Leader Sussan Ley and Liberal MP Julian Leeser shortly after their visit here to the Bondi Pavilion, where they paid their respects. And both of them reflected on the gravity of the moment, but also what needs to be done to make sure something like this truly never happens again.
Sussan, you've just been down to the pavilion. Can you tell us about what you saw and the people you spoke to? It feels as if everybody is walking around in a dream and just wake up, is how one woman put it to me. The sense of bewilderment and obviously deep, deep distress is, you can feel it in the air. And there's a lot of feelings of anger and how could this happen? And what's happening to our country? And I saw some young girls, teenagers sitting on the grass, and they just couldn't speak. And they all came together to sit with their friends. They didn't know what to say to each other. Very, very confronting, upsetting. And for me, as someone who's been so close to this community, along with Julian, who's very much part of the Sydney Jewish community, we were asking ourselves the same questions.
Yeah.
16 people confirmed dead so far, 42 in hospital, some in induced comas and very serious conditions. I mean, Julian, this is what you and I have been so deeply worried about for the past 2 years.
In a sense, it's a shock, Sharri. In another sense, it's entirely expected because of the growing anti-Semitism that we've seen, not even just for the last 2 years, but for the years before that as well. But to be here at Bondi, which at this time of year is a place of holiday and fun, and Hanukkah, which is a time of light and family, as I've explained to other people, it's like, imagine a carols by candlelight. That's what Hanukkah is like. And to see people lose their lives, children, I don't have the words. I really don't.
We've heard the Prime Minister twice now, last night and this morning. I was personally disappointed he didn't seem emotional or angry enough to me, given how we're all in tears here. What did you think of his remarks and also his level of culpability in the anti-Semitism crisis that has culminated in this tragedy last night? This government has treated anti-Semitism as if it's a problem to be solved, but it's an evil that needs to be eradicated. And from today, everything must change. That's my message. And while there is a lot of grieving, and obviously the investigation is ongoing and those questions and those answers will come, what is very clear is that the Prime Minister must commit to implementing the recommendations in Gillian Segal's report, something you highlighted last night very effectively, Sharri. You talked about two critical themes: the remarks of Director General Mike Burgess on this being the number one threat to loss of life in Australia, and this report that has given this government the roadmap to start to tackle this insidious thing that is capturing this country in a way I don't think any of us could ever have imagined. And that needs to happen. There are actions that need to be taken. Are you angry, Julian?
Yeah, I am angry. I think there's an anger in the community that I'm feeling, and Sussan has been just so strong and clear on this, and she's absolutely right. I mean, the Prime Minister has many times said he would do everything he can, but, that report's been sitting on his desk for months and months and no action. And, when we were down there at the Bondi Pavilion, people saying to us, what do we have to do to get him to act?
And to me, it's almost too late now. This is the tragedy. It's not too late. He needs to act, but it's happened. It should have happened. He should have acted before this.
The best day to act was 2.5 years ago. The next best day to act is today.
All right. Sussan Ley, Julian Leeser, thank you both so much.